Jefferson's top 5 right here on the Rich Eisen Show. That's a music cue. Here we go.
There we go.
All right,
there we go.
This is my first one.
Go for it, TJ. That's right. Yeah, normally.
Yes, indeed. Well, first and foremost, I got to start this off, and I got to wish the goddaughter a happy birthday. She turned 7 today. Woo. So happy birthday, Munch. I love you. And that kind of brings me into this. Now, the goddaughter is my friend's daughter, which means she's the sequel, right?
Okay.
That kind of made me think about prequels, especially with the
Many Saints of Newark.
Many Saints of Newark coming out this weekend. And that got me to thinking, prequels. So many movies out there are great that we love, but they don't have prequels. So as I dug into the big ass grab bag, I decided to make TJ's top 5 today. 5 movie prequels that I would personally love to see.
Let's go.
And I'm telling you, there's so many, and I can't wait to hear everyone's thoughts on this because there's a lot, obviously. I only got 5. All right, so coming in at number 5. Back in 1988, we were introduced to a couple named Barbara and Adam Maitland who sadly passed away. And as they passed away and ventured into the afterlife, they saw a book called The Handbook for the Recently Deceased, and they read about it. And they went to talk to their caseworker, Juno, and they saw a person's name in there and they asked about him. And Juno was like, hey, no, man, this dude is bad news. I had to get rid of him. Don't contact him. And what did they do? They contacted him anyway. This guy was Beetlejuice.
Ooh,
so I would like to know, how did Beetlejuice get to be Beetlejuice?
What was he doing? You just said it 3 times.
Maybe I want him to come. But how did he get to be Beetle? What did he do? How did he die? How did he venture? These are all things I want to know. That would be a prequel I would love to see. Beetlejuice. All right, now coming in at number 4, Mike, this is what we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Back in 1979, there was a guy who was known as the One. And if you were really good at math, he would let you know that he had a plan that would help he and his friends take over an entire city. Now, unfortunately, the plan didn't come to fruition. But how did he get to be the One? How did he get to be the guy in charge? I'm taking you back to the Warriors. Dig it.
Okay.
Can you dig it? I want to know the story of Cyrus. How did Cyrus get to be the warlord, the president of the Gramercy Rifts? And how did he get to be in charge of all these gangs? I want to see that. All right, coming in at number 3. Who saw The Last Boy Scout?
All right.
Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans movie from 1991.
Of course.
Jimmy Dix was a character that was played by Damon Wayans, and he was the best quarterback in the NFL. And then he got into some drug problem. He got into some women problems. He got into a bunch of problems. I want to kind of see the Jimmy Dix story. Imagine football in the 80s in LA, that type of wildness. I'm here for that, man. I want to see the Jimmy Dix story. Now, coming in at number 2, in 1984, there's a movie that we all loved. And if you have a problem, you need someone to solve it, right? Something that you can't go and talk to, cops about. You can't talk to normal people. You need someone to come in and sweep stuff under the rug. That's why we call in The Wolf. I want to see Harvey Keitel's The Wolf as a little prequel. Tarantino has so many of these that,
I like it.
I had to pick this one in particular.
Now
and
it's number
we're under
1.
the gun,
I'm so
and
curious.
I'm gonna make this quick. Now, coming in at number 1, back in 1988, there was a movie that we all loved that just had a sequel, right? But there's a guy in this movie who was a young man from Jackson Heights who rose from nothing and achieved superstardom. And that is Jackson Heights' own Mr. Randy Watson. I want to see Coming to America, Randy Watson prequel, and also Cleo McDowell. How does a young black man in Jackson Heights get to have a franchise like McDowell's and have lawyers who could fight McDonald's?
Max Crosby, Alfonso Ribeiro coming up in hour number 3 right here on the Rich Eisen Show. That is an interesting list.
Wow,
That's a great list.
And just to finish, like Cleo McDowell, how McDonald's lawyers was coming after him. How does he get? First of all, and it's McDonald's in the movie. How did he do that? So I want to know Randy Watson, Jackson Heights own, how he got started, and Cleo McDowell. And like I said, guys, I had literally 50 movies written down.
I believe it.
There's so many. I can't wait to hear what you guys say to people at home.
Here's what I'll say.
But that's the big ass grab
Here's
bag,
what
guys.
I'll say. A Beetlejuice prequel, I kind of dig that.
I'm into that.
I'm not fascinated by a Warriors prequel or a Last Boy Scout
You can't dig
prequel
it?
in any way, shape, or form.
That's fine. That's why it's
Pulp
TJ's top
Fiction.
five.
The Wolf.
Oh, The Wolf would be fantastic.
The Wolf.
That's great. Out of all the Pulp
Wolf's a
Fiction
good one.
characters,
The Wolf's a good one.
Or Marcellus.
Yeah. By the way, you could
A
have done.
Marcellus prequel.
I had 10 Tarantino movies. Like I had to pick one. There was so
That's
many.
an excellent one, but or the Samuel Jackson character.
You could have Vinny Vega. You could have
Vincent
Jules. You could
Vega.
have anyone.
The Amsterdam tour.
No, Christoph Waltz and Django.
Yeah.
Prequel of that dude. be good.
I started this off. I just watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So Brad Pitt's Cliff Booth character has a very interesting.
I think for
one,
me, and we've talked about this before, Rich, I want a Teddy KGB prequel. I want to know how did he rise up through the Russian mafia?
Yes.
Like, when did he get into poker?
Yes.
How did he become so good? When did he move to New York and start the underground thing? That's what I want to see.
Randy Watson on tour.
right?
That's what I want.
Randy Watson came from Jackson Heights. He was also an actor because you remember him from the What's Going On episode of That's My Mama. So Randy acted. And what got him to the Miss Black awareness pageant? I want to know up until that point, were there highs, were there lows? You know, Randy Watson.
How did he
Cleo
pick the
Mack-
Whitney Houston song?
TJ, maybe another one you might appreciate. How about a Show Nuff prequel?
Oh, buddy, come on. Yes. How did
about-
Show Enough get to be the master?
Exactly.
Yes.
Last Dragon.
There's
How about
so many.
How about a Tommy DeVito prequel? A Goodfellas prequel. Let's go.
Yeah, that was on the list too, Rich.
Let's go. Like, because a Goodfellas prequel, let's roll it, man.
I could easily
About
do
him in the
3 more of
50s,
these.
him in the 50s growing
yeah.
up, right?
Yep.
Or the 40s, right? Would that be?
40s would be.
Probably so.
Because you see a little bit when they're selling the cigarettes in the truck.
A little bit when they're kids. A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But
Let's go, man.
deep.
You guys
love
like
it.
it though? Are you down?
I like
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Strap back. Get another one.
Big ass.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.